Welcome to HOIA, healthy, organic, inspired Asian food and cooking. I'm Diane Kirk, and on today's episode, we have a very special guest. And it's perfect for what we're making because she's hot and I'm sour. We are making a healthy, homemade chicken hot and sour soup. It is super. Let's get started. Well, I don't lie because she's hot and I'm definitely sour. This is one of my favorite people in the world, actress Katrina Law. You may have seen her on Spartacus, on Arrow, on Training Day. She's a big deal.
You're too good to me.
Oh,
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited that you're here.
I'm really, really excited to learn how to cook.
Tell me about your cooking background.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I've been given permission by my husband to never cook again.
Oh no. Hopefully we can help with that today. But before we get started, I need you to do one thing.
What's that?
You gotta say the name of the show.
HOIA.
HOIA! 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 In chicken hot and sour soup, we need chicken! This is one medium-sized breast, but we're gonna use only about 4 ounces, so we're gonna have Kat here do all the chopping today. Whoa, I got a day off.
I just got scared.
Do you know what that is?
It is a knife.
Perfect, we're off to a good start. Are your hands clean?
No.
Cut for hand washing. Clean hands. First rule of cooking, wash your hands. You got that?
Uh-huh.
All right, awesome. Well, we've got our chicken breast. I'm going to slide it onto our cutting board right here. Why don't we start with cutting it in half?
Do I cut it this way or this way?
It's gonna be a long day. That way.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Winning.
Winning. And what we want to cut are long, thin strips. Do you think you can handle that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust you.
Way.
Lesson number 1, there is a grain in the chicken. You see where it is? Mm-hmm. It's going in a little bit of an arrow, this way. And so what you're going to do is slice against the grain.
Oh, see, I would have sliced with the grain.
I thought you've had swords training.
It's more like a stab and twist.
Whoa. But because this breast of chicken is a little bit thick, it's not those tenders, we're going to slice it in half. Put your palm down on top of the chicken. She's palming the chicken. And take your knife and slice halfway through. And make sure you don't take off any of your fingers or your hands or your skin.
Dangerous mission.
Oh my gosh. Amazing! She did it. Okay. Great, now we're going to cut against the grain into thin strips. Go for it. Watch your fingers. Perfect.
Oh, you have to watch my fingers.
Here's another technique you can try. So you have flat fingers, knife down, chop. Mm-hmm. Fingers bent, no chop.
Oh, HOIA.
We've got our chicken strips ready. We're gonna put them into a bowl, but once again, wash our hands. Our cutting board is clean again, and what we're going to do is just quickly marinate the chicken with some soy sauce. We're not gonna measure it out so much. You can just eyeball it. Grab your soy sauce, a little bit of a drizzle, and then use a spoon to stir it up.
I feel so professional.
Getting there. Marinated chicken. We're about to have some fun with some fungi. Fungi, fungilicious. Ooh. These are called black tree ear mushrooms. Yeah.
What?
I can't hear you.
What'd you say?
Ooh. Black tree ear mushroom usually comes dried and it's in a brick just like this.
Whoa.
Whoa, I know. I submerge this in some water for about 30 minutes and then you have a bowl like voila. In this recipe, we're going to have about a cup pre-cut all the way to the top. Empty this out onto our cutting board and you're gonna play with this.
They're so squishy.
They're squishy. And use your knife and give it a slice.
Okay. Fingertip technique in full effect. I did it.
You did a pretty good job.
Thanks.
Any accidents? Got all your fingers?
Yeah, everything went really smooth.
Pull it up. You like that.
It is crunchy.
Crunchy. That's exactly why I love this in the soup. Do you actually know what kind of mushrooms these are?
Edible.
Great. Repeat after me.
Okay.
Shiitake.
Taki.
Shiitake.
Shiitake.
Shiitake mushrooms. Well, we've got an empty bowl, a bunch of shiitake mushrooms, and a knife. What do you think you're doing next?
Making a mushroom forest. Elves play.
Oh my goodness. Well, if we want to eat today, we need to do some slicing.
Bye-bye, mushroom forest.
We're going to discard the bottoms, and we're just going to slice the tops into thin slices.
Like that?
Perfect.
Yes. This is a good time to bring up awareness for deforestation.
Yeah. Forest is gone. Baked savory tofu. We're going to slice either long ways if you're careful, or if you want to do it the same way like you did your chicken, on its side, and slice it that way.
Why is it brown?
It's because it's been baked. Place it on top of each other. Once again, long slices. So you can use baked savory tofu in place of chicken, and because I love this tofu and I love chicken, then I'm going to use both. Last thing we're chopping are scallions or green onions. Do you know anything about chopping?
Don't chop off your fingers.
You won't forget that.
I will not.
I'm gonna show you a really great technique in cutting scallions because it's really long. Take off the end first. We're going to cut it in half so that it's even, and then we're gonna cut it in half one more time. And then use your fingers to pinch, and now you can chop. Check that out, time saving.
I would have been chopping for days.
Now I'm gonna show Kat another technique on how to slice the onions on an angle, which is just slicing onions on an angle.
Sounds complicated and fancy.
So thin slices, make sure you cut it all the way through so that it doesn't stick. You wanna try?
Yeah, it's so pretty. Yeah, or more of an angle?
If you want a longer piece like this, then you can cut more on an angle, but if you want a smaller piece like that, then less of an angle. It's up to you.
So,
Yeah, you get an A+.
Yay.
A+, and just break this up. No, don't eat that. So we're turning on a stove to a high heat. I have a little bit of cooking oil, organic sunflower oil, and I'm just gonna put a dollop into the pot. And this is the same pot that we're going to make the entire soup in.
Okay, easy cleanup.
Just gonna wait for this to warm up a little bit. It's ready. Throw the chicken in, put the chicken in. Also the wood ear, and just give it a little stir.
Oh, it smells so good. How do I know if it's done?
Don't really worry about that because this is all gonna end up inside the soup, and we're just searing the chicken a little bit. Yeah. Soup stock.
Is that organic?
It is.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Healthy, organic, inspired Asian.
I like it.
2 quarts of chicken stock. If you're gonna make a vegetarian hot and spicy soup, then of course just use vegetarian broth. Vegetable broth. Are you a healthy, organic, inspired Asian?
HOIA.
Squeeze it. We're going to bring the stock to boil, but we're gonna add some additional ingredients to make it hot and sour. This soup is famous for having such a bold flavor, so we're definitely gonna add some soy sauce to it to make sure that it's pumped up in flavor. It's a 1/4 cup of organic soy sauce. Fill her up and dump it.
I like it. It's a very technical technique.
1/4 cup of organic rice vinegar.
Fill it up.
Dump. Since there's 2 of us, we're gonna do 2 things at once. Katrina is going to tap the ginger. She's going to peel the ginger with a spoon.
Just peel it?
Yes, perfect.
Whoa, this goes in our mushroom forest.
We need a mushroom forest song, don't we? Mushroom forest. Ginger mushroom forest.
It's so magical.
So magical.
Oh my God, we
All right.
need a band.
I'm crushing some garlic, 2 cloves. You don't have to peel the whole thing because you're just going to grate about 2 inches.
Oh, okay.
So there we go. I gave her the hard job.
Yeah.
And 1 more. So that's 3 cloves of garlic.
My ginger is naked.
And we have a grater right here. Go to work.
Oh, did give me the hard one. I see how it is. Slave labor in the kitchen. I do love me some ginger though.
Did you go to the gym yet today?
Feels like it.
You've got your cooking muscles going on right there. That's great. It's definitely getting hot in here.
Mm-hmm.
What are we gonna do about it?
I think we need to Beyonce it out.
We've got our mushrooms that we sliced, put it into our soup. And then we have our baked savory tofu slices in the soup. And I have a cup of bamboo shoots that have been thinly sliced. You can buy this canned into
The soup. I'm a quick learner.
finally a half a cup of shredded carrots
In the soup.
in
Oh,
the
it makes
soup.
it pretty.
It makes it pretty, exactly that. It's the orange color, it pops like your shirt.
I coordinated with my soup.
All right, so everything's in the pot, give it a stir. What does it smell like?
Heaven on earth. Oh my gosh, it smells so much better than anything I've ever cooked in my entire life.
Well, you pretty much cooked this.
This is looking good.
Now we're gonna thicken our soup with some arrowroot starch. Very often in Chinese food, you see a lot of cornstarch, but we're trying to avoid some corn, arrowroot. This is a 1/4 cup and a 1/4 cup of water. You have to always mix your cornstarch or arrowroot starch together first. Use that spoon, so that way we avoid any clumps. Pour that into the soup, and then immediately give it a stir. So that way the clumps definitely don't form. Feel the soup start to thicken up just enough. You can't take your arrowroot starch out, so less is more. You can always add in afterwards if you want a thicker soup. You can't have hot and sour soup without them eggs. We've got 2 over here, give it a beat.
Did you know that eggs are my nemesis?
Why, what happened?
They do evil things when I try to work with them. They like to keep their shells, or not boil, or be edible. Totally the egg's fault. That's why I like to beat them. You've been a bad egg! Bad egg! You're ugly!
Now that you got that out of your system, we're going to pour it into our boiling soup and drizzle it in, then move it around, move it around, move it around all over, and then
Stir.
give it a stir. Quick stir.
Oh, look at that! That was like a science trick right there.
You know, I actually have a really unnatural obsession with soups because they're super natural. We've got a couple more ingredients. We have toasted sesame oil.
Oh, my favorite.
That's my favorite. 2 tablespoons. 1 and 2. You know that thing called MSG that we don't like? You can mimic that by adding just a touch of sugar. It brings out the flavor so much. So I'm using a little bit of agave here. This is 1 teaspoon and 1 1/2, so about 1 1/2 teaspoons. You're not gonna taste the sweetness in the soup, but it's just gonna give it extra pop. Do you wanna know what makes this soup hot? What do you think it is?
Fire.
What makes hot and sour soup spicy?
Oh. Jalapenos.
Jalapenos. It's,
Pepper. Just plain pepper.
this isn't plain pepper, it's white pepper.
Oh.
So white pepper has a distinctive kick at the end. So in this recipe, I'm going to give it at least 1 teaspoon. Give that a mix it around, make sure it breaks up. If you're an average heat person, we'll give it a 2nd teaspoon.
You smell
And
that.
are you a extra hot person?
I think I'm an extra hot person.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Extra hot. All right, so we're gonna go with 3 teaspoons.
Living dangerously.
This is what's going to pump up your soup. Got the first round of green onions.
I didn't just put the spoon back in there after I tried it.
So it looks pretty good. What do you think?
I think this is going to be amazing, and it's going to taste amazing. Not that I've had any yet.
Well, what are you waiting for? Let's get to plating so we can have some soup. Before we eat, I have one last question for Katrina.
Yes.
What is the craziest thing you've ever had?
I think I ate a bug once.
On purpose?
I think so. I think I got tricked into it.
Was it cooked?
I don't think so. I don't know. I think it was dead.
I hope so.
Well, it was dead after I ate it.
Okay. Was it covered in chocolate?
Yes.
Chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And then hot sauce?
No. Really?
Spicy and chocolate.
Oh, they did not give me the hot sauce option.
So we are going to fill our bowl with hot and sour soup.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to eat this.
And since Katrina here is my guest of honor, she can complete the soup with the last step, some beautiful angled sliced scallions.
Just
Go
a
for it.
couple?
Just a couple.
Okay. It's so pretty.
Guess what's next?
Eating it.
Mmm.
That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. Good recipe.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is my bowl.
She thinks she's sneaky, but I got my own bowl. Come on back, Kat.
I would have shared.
Thank you so much for being on this episode.
Thanks for teaching me how to cook. So good.
And there you have it, a healthy homemade chicken hot and sour soup. A super thanks to my friend Katrina Law for helping me in this episode. I hope you learned something and you can take this home for your friends and family. HOIA! Hot and sour soup, okay, it's happening. It's already happening.
Bra exposure. This is a PG show, Diane.
I don't know about that.
We have a cat. Different other cat.
We've got cat and cat.
Do I have to wash my hands if I touch him?
Yes.
No.
Healthy, homemade. I hear her slurping.
Bad cook. No, bad cook.
Yes. Well, we're gonna create a little suspense in her tomato. Tell me. If you enjoyed this episode of HOIA Food and Cooking, please like this video and share it with your friends. New videos will be going up each week on my channel, so please subscribe to see the latest delicious, healthy, organic, inspired Asian food recipes. I'd love to hear from you, so please comment below and tell me what you loved about this video, and also what dishes you'd like to see me prepare in the future. HOIA!